If your legs have started feeling shakier on the stairs, or you catch yourself bracing on the armrest before standing up from a chair, because what you're about to hear could change how steady you feel on your own 2 feet. Here's something most people never hear from their doctor. After age 60, your body can lose leg strength faster with every passing year if it isn't actively maintained, and it usually shows up in things like standing up from the couch, carrying groceries up a few steps, or reaching for a railing you never used to need. Because I'm also going to tell you the one mistake almost everyone makes that quietly cancels out most of the benefit from all 5. This video is for you if you're over 60, or if you've got a parent or grandparent in that stage of life, and you want to stay independent, keep walking without the fear of a fall, and keep doing the things you actually enjoy without your legs holding you back. You don't need a gym membership for what I'm about to share, and you don't need to overhaul your entire kitchen. Everything I'm going to mention is sitting in a regular grocery store, and by the end, you'll know exactly which ones matter, why they matter, and how to actually work them into your day without it feeling like a chore. No powders or supplements, just fruit you can already find close to home. Here's what almost nobody explains clearly. Leg strength after 60 isn't just about muscle size. It's about how well your nerves communicate with your muscles, how much quiet inflammation is sitting around your knees and hips, and how quickly your body bounces back after you've been on your feet. After 60, all 3 of those work against you a little more every single year, even if you're someone who still walks regularly and tries to eat reasonably well. That's why I hear the same sentence over and over from people: I still stay active, I try to eat okay, but my legs just don't feel like they used to. If that sounds like you, it's not because you're doing something wrong. It's because your body's needs have changed, and nobody ever sat you down to explain exactly what changed or what to do about it. Once you know what changed, the fix is simpler than you think. Picture this for a second. You're at a family get-together, and your grandkids want you to chase them around the backyard. Or your family is heading up a short hiking trail on vacation, and you're the one hanging back at the bottom, not because you don't want to join in, but because you're genuinely not sure your legs will cooperate for that long. That moment, choosing to sit out instead of joining in, is exactly what we're trying to prevent here, and it's closer to being avoidable than most people realize. Now, maybe you're already thinking, I already eat fruit, and my legs still feel weak, or I don't have time to redo my whole diet. Good news, you don't have to. This isn't a meal plan, and it isn't a diet overhaul. You're making a few smart additions to what you're probably already eating some version of, and that's genuinely it. Sounds too simple? That's exactly the point. Let's get into the 5. The first one is the banana, and I know what you're thinking: everyone already knows bananas are healthy. But here's the part most people don't know. A single medium banana carries around 400 milligrams of potassium, and potassium is the exact mineral responsible for telling your leg muscles when to contract and when to relax properly. When potassium runs even slightly low, that's usually when people start getting cramps in their calves, especially at night, and that cramping is often one of the earliest signs that your leg muscles aren't getting what they need to function well. Many people also naturally eat less as they get older, which means minerals like potassium quietly drop without anyone noticing the connection to how their legs feel. A lot of people who started adding just 1 banana a day have told me they noticed fewer nighttime cramps within about 2 weeks. It's a small, almost boring change, but it's one your legs feel almost immediately. You don't need to eat it plain either. Sliced into a bowl of oats in the morning, or frozen and blended into a quick smoothie, works just as well. Now here's where it gets interesting, because fruit number 2 surprises almost everyone I mention it to: watermelon. Watermelon contains a compound called citrulline, and researchers studying athletes found that watermelon juice actually reduced muscle soreness the day after intense activity. Think about what that means for you specifically. Less soreness means you're actually going to want to get up and take that walk tomorrow, instead of avoiding it because your legs are still aching from today. Watermelon also supports blood flow reaching your leg muscles more efficiently, and that matters more at 60 than it did at 30, because circulation naturally slows with age. A cold slice after a walk isn't just refreshing, it's quietly doing recovery work in the background. It works just as well as an afternoon snack, or blended into a simple juice if biting into large chunks isn't comfortable for you. Let's move to fruit number 3, and honestly, I think this is the most underrated one on this list: avocado. Most people file avocado under healthy fat and stop thinking about it there. But avocados actually contain more potassium than bananas, close to 1,000 milligrams in a single fruit, along with anti-inflammatory compounds your body puts to good use right away. Quiet inflammation around the knees and ankles is one of the most overlooked reasons legs start feeling weaker and stiffer with age, even when the muscle underneath is perfectly fine. Less inflammation around those joints often translates directly into feeling steadier on your feet, day to day. People who've added half an avocado to their routine usually don't notice more strength right away. What they notice first is less stiffness getting out of bed in the morning, and that's typically the earliest sign that something is actually working. Even 2 or 3 times a week is enough to notice a difference, so there's no need to force it in daily if the taste or the cost doesn't suit you. Half an avocado mashed onto a piece of toast, or added into a salad, is an easy way to work it in without changing your whole routine. We're about halfway through, and I promised you earlier that one mistake cancels out most of the benefit from everything we're covering. That's still coming, so keep listening, because fruit number 4 might genuinely be the most impressive one on this whole list. Fruit number 4 is pomegranate, and this is where the research surprised me. There have been studies involving people doing resistance training, comparing those who consumed pomegranate extract against those who didn't, and the pomegranate group experienced less strength loss and recovered faster after their workouts. That matters enormously after 60, because recovery is exactly what slows down the most as we age. You could be doing everything else right, walking daily, stretching, eating reasonably well, but if your body can't properly recover between one active day and the next, you end up feeling weaker over time instead of stronger. A handful of pomegranate seeds, or even a small glass of pomegranate juice a few times a week, can be the difference between your legs bouncing back or staying sore and stiff. It doesn't need to replace anything else on this list either. Think of it as the recovery partner working alongside the other 4. If dusting a whole pomegranate feels like too much effort, most grocery stores now sell the seeds already packaged and ready to eat. And now, fruit number 5, oranges, or really any citrus fruit. Here's why this one matters more than most people ever realize. Vitamin C isn't just something your immune system needs. Your body actually requires vitamin C to produce collagen, and collagen is the material that keeps the tendons and ligaments around your knees and hips strong and flexible. Without enough of it, that connective tissue quietly weakens over the years, and that weakening is a huge, overlooked reason legs start feeling unstable with age, even in people who exercise regularly. One orange alone gives you a large portion of what your body needs in an entire day. Most people only ever hear about vitamin C in the context of colds, and almost nobody mentions what it's doing for the tissue literally holding your joints together. I've heard from people who added an orange to their daily routine mention their knees feeling less creaky on the stairs within a few weeks. A whole orange is better here than juice, because juicing strips out the fiber that helps regulate how your body absorbs everything else you eat that day. And if citrus is too acidic for you, kiwi and strawberries offer a similar vitamin C boost without the same bite. So here's the piece that ties all 5 of these together, the thing I promised you at the very beginning, and honestly, it's the part 99% of people get completely wrong. The biggest mistake isn't which fruit you choose. It's treating these fruits like a random snack, completely disconnected from any movement, instead of pairing them with something as simple as a short walk. Your muscles and joints respond to how nutrients actually get used, not just to how many you eat. Eating a banana while sitting on the couch all day does far less for you than eating that same banana and then taking a 10-minute walk afterward, because movement is what tells your body where those nutrients are actually needed most. That's the real secret nobody talks about. It was never just about the fruit. It's the fruit, plus a little movement, working together. That's it. That's the whole thing. If you've made it this far, do me one favor. Tell me in the comments which one of these 5 you already eat the most, and which one you're adding to your week starting tomorrow. I read every comment, and I want to know where you're starting from. And if any part of this helped you, even a little, hitting subscribe means my next video, on the simplest kind of movement that pairs perfectly with these fruits to protect your knees even further, actually shows up for you when it's ready. One more honest note before we wrap up. If you're managing any existing health condition, or you're on medication, especially involving potassium or blood thinners, it's worth a quick check with your doctor before making changes to your diet, just to stay on the safe side. So let's bring this back to where we started. Your legs don't need a gym membership, a complicated diet, or hours out of your day. They need consistency, a few of the right fruits, and a little movement to put them to use. Bananas for your muscles, watermelon for your recovery, avocado for your joints, pomegranate for bouncing back faster, and oranges for the tissue holding it all together. Small, steady choices, repeated often, are what keep you walking confidently for years to come. Start with just one of these tomorrow morning, add 10 minutes of walking right after, and give your legs the chance to prove exactly what they can still do. Your legs have carried you this far, and with the right fruit and a little consistency, they can keep carrying you exactly where you want to go.